Hello, everybody. I need to. Okay. Hey, guys. Today is just chill day. I didn't really want to play any games. I didn't want to really want to do anything in particular besides write. And I was like, you know what? Might as well make it into a stream, huh? Just to keep myself from going insane. So let's see how that goes. I guess. Let me lower down the volume of that. Mango King TV, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. How are you doing this fine? What time is it? I had this fine 3:01 p.m. I need to finish setting up my writing little station here because I have not bothered to do so. Came by in the reading and writing tag. Want to check out the writing session? Hello. I really appreciate you checking it out. I just started the stream basically, so I'm about to go and start my little session here. But I plan on finishing up, not really finishing. I'm not really like fully done with it yet, but I plan on continuing. There we go. Writing the campaign that me and my friend are co-DMing. So I'm gonna finish that, and then if I still want to write, then I'm gonna move on to something else. You plan out everything or stick to an outline when writing? It really depends. Um, Usually I don't really plan out everything at all. Like I'm kind of like the person who just like, if I have the idea, I'll write out like the basis of it and then like kind of continue on from there. Like I'm kind of a go with the flow kind of writer. And that's how a lot of my writing ends up. At least for like the basis like draft and whatnot. After that, after drafting, after the basic skeleton of the story, I end up then I end up like planning things out. Okay, I'll move this here, I'll move this there, I'll get rid of this and whatnot. But it's not until after drafting that I do that. Gotta, okay, let me just move this keyboard out of the way. Move this out of the way. Move this way. Yeah, but yeah, it really just depends on what I'm writing exactly, you know? Now, if only I could reflect this screen onto a different one. Starry stream is lagging a bit. You're fine. Don't worry about it. It's probably something on my end too, because like, I might just have to stop playing the music for right now and just like continue with just because my computer sometimes just can't handle certain things. At least this is not my computer; it's my brother's, but still. You also make sure to get rid of any background processes that are not supposed to be happening. Because sometimes things don't shut off when they're supposed to. Can you calm down a bit now? Or is this just like a screw you day, huh? Frames are still dropping. I'm going to explode. Can you move out of the way, Peggy? No. Oh, that's Pee Wee Herman. I thought that was the wrong dog. Alrighty. Can I open Task Manager maybe and just get rid of things that aren't supposed to be in the background? How well do I take feedback on my work? Um, I used to be really bad at that. I used to be really bad at taking feedback on my work. I've learned a bit better now, though sometimes I still am a bit protective over my work, mostly just because like I'm not used to people. For a while, I wasn't used to people reading my stuff, but like once I got comfortable with people reading it, then that's when I started opening out to more feedback and more criticism of my writing and my story. But it took me a while to be able to actually figure all of that out in my head. But I feel like nowadays I take it well. You know, I feel like nowadays I take feedback pretty well. Can my stream stop dropping frames, please and thank you? It looks to be fine now? Question mark. But I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not gonna say anything else. Get off my screen, fly. But yeah, for me, it's a toss up. I'm scooting the screen over. Alrighty. Is it because when starting out, most people don't see their glaring weaknesses? I think it's not that. It's actually for me anyway. It's I saw my weaknesses. I just didn't want people to see them. You know, I didn't want people to point them out. Cause at the time, like I felt that like it's just my style or it's just like whatever. But when you finally understand that like yes, it's a weakness, but it's okay to have that weakness, then that's when I started taking criticism better. At least that's for me. It's mostly it's not like necessarily people are like people don't see them. 'Cause a lot of writers or artists in general see their weaknesses and their mistakes. It's just that it's just that we don't want to acknowledge it. You know, we don't want to like have people think that oh that we're bad at this or we're bad at whatever. You know, at least from what I see it, from how I see it. Go. But yeah, it just really just depends on who you're talking to about that. For me, because that's what I was. Yeah, that's what I would normally say. Kind of quiet with that music. That's very true. I don't like comparing myself to others because it's always possible to get better. Absolutely. I used to be really bad at comparing myself to other people, but at the same time, it's like now I'm thinking I'm first of all my own person, so there's no there's no sense in like comparing myself to somebody else. And then it's also because I know that even though I'm not doing as good as I think now, I can still get better, you know? Like if I feel like I'm doing bad or I feel like I'm doing good, there's always a possibility I'm getting better. So now that with that, I can actually keep my head up and like keep myself going, you know? Oh, I just pulled off a scab on my chin because of a pimple. Ow. Okay. Let me also just real quick move the alerts next to me and move my tuber a bit this way. There we go. We're good on that end anyway. I think I should move these docks around while I'm here. Move this over here. Yeah, there we go. Am I a competitive person? Um, Not necessarily. It's I keep saying this, but like it's one of those things where it depends on what you're talking about. When it comes to like a game, for example, usually I'm somewhat competitive, but at least nowadays I'm not really all that competitive. And for anything else, like when it comes to like comparing myself to people, like am I competitive when it comes to like who can write this better, who can do this better, who can draw this better? I'm not really all that competitive. I'm just I don't know. I don't think I'm a competitive person. I don't think so. It's mostly just because like I don't like competing. Um I'm the kind of person who likes doing things like side by side with somebody instead of I like competing against each other with something. Alrighty. Now that that's set up, I can properly start writing. Now the question is, how do I start this? I can't really talk about exactly what I'm writing, but I don't like competing all the time either. I prefer innovating or experimenting out of the box. Yeah, absolutely. It's something that I feel like is more important than competing, you know? Like, you don't necessarily need to compete for skills or like trophies and all this jazz about when it comes to like things like writing or games because it's just at least to me it doesn't seem necessary for me. Some people like it, some people enjoy it, some people enjoy the competitiveness of all this stuff. But I'm not the kind of person who necessarily enjoys competing against other people. Yeah, let's see. Ow. No, I forgot. I need to change the Fossilbot thing. I can do that on my phone. I need to change the Fossilbot. Um, what is it? Message. The message that comes every so often. Because if I don't, then it'll give me the wrong thing. Hops, how do you avoid tunnel vision when writing? Good question. I what I do is because sometimes I do get tunnel vision. Sometimes I do like only focus on one thing, and like I'm only like I don't know how to describe it, but like I understand what you mean by that. But for at least the way I avoid it is just how do I explain it? It's it's this whole thing where I kind of force myself to if I know that I'm getting television, if I know that I'm not focusing all that correctly, like I'm supposed to be with the rest of the story or with the rest of whatever, I'm I when I notice it or if I'm in the middle of something, no matter what I'm doing, whether or not I do have tunnel vision, I take a step back, take a step back from everything. I like take my hands off the keyboard, take my hands off of everything, and just like sit there and just stop. It's like you have one really developed element, dialogue, and several undeveloped elements, scenery, movement, and emotional descriptions. Yeah. Um, it's like let's see. When it comes to that kind of thing, when it comes to like you've really developed like one certain part, like for example your dialogue, but you're not very good at descriptions. What you do is what at least what I've done before in the past is if I know that I'm good at something, because for example, it's funny enough that I'm actually good at dialogue, but I'm not good at like descriptions of like people or like places. What I do is I practice on that. Like I don't do dialogue. I don't do the things that I'm like exceptionally good at when it comes to writing things, and I actually find little prompts, find little things, and just focus on that for a while until I've not perfected it because you can't really perfect a lot of things, but I focus on that for a bit until I know okay I can describe this well enough or I can do this well enough because that's what you need to do basically for all these things. What you should do for what you should do for when you're not good at something or when you're not when you haven't developed something well enough is to practice on that consistently. You can't just ignore it. You can't just do whatever. And the way that I avoid tunnel vision when it comes to that is like I said, like if I know that I'm good at something or if I know that like oh I love doing this but I can't be doing this all the time, I take a step back and write what I need working on. Cuz I know that I won't get better if I'm just focusing on one thing at a time or focusing on one thing entirely. Because I was like that for a while. I did a lot of dialogue stuff. I was so happy with the way my characters spoke to each other, with the way my characters interacted. But I realized I wasn't really describing things all that well, you know? Yeah, doing what you want versus what you need, absolutely. Because doing what you need is definitely, at least in writing or like artistry, is more important than doing what you want because when you do what you want is doing what you want is doing what you already know how to do. If you want to improve, you need to do what you need, which is do what you're not good at and improve on that. If you're not doing that, you're not going to improve at all. Let me refresh the chat real quick because the chat's being weird. I'll keep using this mouse to like, try and move this way, but like, this is the wrong mouse. Okay. Now let me go to Fossilbot real quick again. How long have you been writing for? Good question. I've been writing like personally since I was about 16, 15, 16. And then I started doing it more professionally, more like with the intent of career since I was 17. So about let me count in my head. Like 7 years, 7 8 years, about just about I think. Let me look at my timers. There we go. Oh, okay. It was already fixed. Never mind. Never mind. Cookie went in and fixed that before I did. Haha. Thank you, Cookie. Oh, can I move this out of the way before I end up knocking it over, bruh? I was a bookworm in elementary. I told all my teachers I would be a writer in middle school. I wrote my first rough draft of a romance called Dreamstar. My English teacher was really nice with his feedback. Looking back on it, that's really cool. Like I always appreciate teachers and people who like actually like encourage you to get better at what you want or what you're doing. I didn't really have very many of those growing up, but I had a couple that were like that I really loved. I was similar to you though, Mango King. I was also like I was very much a bookworm in elementary school, and it wasn't until I was like I always daydreamed about like writing stories and creating worlds that people don't even can't even fathom. And I think I actually started on that in high school, at the beginning of high school. He never criticized my ideas. Instead, he just showed me how I could grow with proper tools. Like, absolutely, that's really good. That's really good, actually. It's always better to show how someone can improve rather than criticizing what you currently have. You know, it's always better to lift people up than put them down. Okay, let's see here. I'm glad you can relate. Yes, I absolutely can relate. Right, we're gonna do that. Oops. Let me fix that real quick. There we go. Well, now I gotta fix the stupid thing. Hold on. Okay. Now I gotta add the chat doc back. There we go. We're good. I gotta stop doing things like that. I gotta stop fucking with my setup. My setup is fine. Well, as fine as it can be, anyway. Do you have many writer friends? Not many. One of my closest friends, Cookie. She's also like not a writer, but she loves writing as well. And I write with her often. Like one of the things we're working on is a D&D campaign together that we're both co-writing and co-DMing. So I'm really excited for that to come into fruition over here. Oh, speaking of Cookie Clouds, there she is. That's my one of my writer friends, Mango King. Speak of the devil, and the devil appears. But how are you today, Cookie? Are you feeling any better from your wisdom tea stuff? You feeling worse? You feeling better? Are you feeling the same? Like, how are you doing? A bit? Yeah. That's good at least. Just a bit. Walking around a lot kind of agitates it. Yeah, I can see that. It's understandable. Plus, the ants stressing me out a bit, so that doesn't help. Yeah, boo. I hope things get better for you in that sense, because I hate pain. I hate all that gross stuff with yeah, I hate it. I hate it. Man, I would love to put music on if it didn't absolutely blow up the computer whenever I tried streaming, bro. I don't know why it's acting this way right now, considering it's not like nothing else is playing besides OBS and my tuber thing. Because I have my writing stuff on a separate computer and a separate laptop. I tried putting out the beads, but when I came back, I saw two ants. Just ignore it because they walk along the edge of my desk, and I don't know a better place to put it that would catch their attention. Yeah, it's boo. I don't have a dedicated writing group. That's great. You have people to trust and give the honest feedback. Yeah, it is really good. It's very nice. If you like, I'm not necessarily like um I'm revamping my Discord a bit in the future because I'm not only am I a writer, but I'm also a gamer for streaming. But if you would like, you can join the Discord if you have Discord, or follow me on some of my social media platforms. I can put them in the chat right now, and we can just talk about writing. We can kind of like talk about that stuff, get to know each other's writing better, um, help each other, like motivate each other. Like I'm totally down for that kind of stuff. If you ever need it anyway, if you want that, because I know some people don't necessarily want it. You would love to? Awesome. I'm glad. Can my chat actually work for once in its life? Like I have to keep refreshing it every so often. It's just not like it keeps like deleting messages for some reason. Maybe if I just do this. That should be the invite. If it's not the invite, then oh freaking well. I can give you another one. There we go. You joined it. Yay! Can my yeah? I've done rebranding. I've done some stuff. So ignore some of the stuff in there already. But I'm doing some. I'm gonna be revamping it soon. Uh, yeah, just like, ignore all the whatever's. I don't know. But yeah, I plan to put up like writing sections and like all that stuff. Now that I've gotten more into doing this for a stream, doing this for whatever. I was scared about these microwave mashed potatoes, but they're actually good. Ooh, yummy. I love mashed potatoes. I want some mashed potatoes now. Thanks a lot. I'm kidding. My bad. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh my god. Cookie, you have to look at the wiki. You have to look at the wiki document we have, so you can see it. Yeah, specifically just the entering Inazuma thing, like that specific part. Hops, do you have any good writing prompts off the top of my head? Like what do you mean, like off the top of my head? Well, one thing that I like to do sometimes when I don't know what to write or I don't know what to practice on is I think of my favorite trope or I think of a trope that I really like and flip it a bit or like write the opposite perspective. Like if I um like I don't know, like I just really like flipping things. Like I really like what happened if this happened instead kind of thing. So like think of your favorite trope or think of your favorite like kind of story arc and just twist it a bit. You know, make your own little twist on that. Let's say if like your favorite arc or your favorite kind of story is like love at first sight, for example. Uh, if then you can do like love at first sight, but the twist is like it's love at first sight for two different people, kind of thing, for two people at the same time, or like it's love at first sight, but it's not love at first sight for them. You know what I mean? Like that kind of like little thing. I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's, but I like to do that a lot when it comes to like if I don't know what to write, I just twist my favorite tropes. Yeah, like taking bare bones and building something new. Absolutely, like you take the basis of something, and just go like, you know what? Let's twist it on its head a bit. God, I need to freaking keep writing, but I keep. Okay, let me look at this tab while I'm here. Let's see. Okay, that seems okay. That seems good. Okay, what I have to do is work on that specific part, or else I would go insane. Let me move my phone. I'll put the mic over here, so I don't have to worry about leaning over. Like leaning into a different direction for that shit. Okay, we are good. I shouldn't name it that. I should name it something else. Uh. Mm, oh, what's it called? I don't remember what it was called. Crap. Now I gotta look it up. I don't want to look this up. I hate looking this up. I'm kidding. Nope. T-Mobile's calling me. Go away, T-Mobile. I'm not in the mood. Uh, what's it called? What's it called? You saw Ant go into the bait. Nice. Good shit. Fingers crossed it works. Absolutely. Fingers crossed. I did the little fingers crossed symbol as if you can see my face. Okay. What should I call it? Crap. trying to think of what to call it. I can't think of what to call it. I can't think of what to call it. Hmm. Hmm. I'm so bad at like naming things. I have to like get help sometimes if I'm not naming something, not naming something to the way I want it. I'm like trying to use this mouse to go over there, but like no, it's a different mouse. Excuse me. Did not mean to burp. Oh, my leg itches now. Everything is going. Everything is falling apart. There we go. That's good. Nope, did not mean that. I just realized how loud the keyboard is. Probably just like my aggressive like tapping of the keys. To be honest with you. God, it's so cold, dude. One last question. Hit me. Go ahead. When do you know you're ready to publish? Usually, I know when I'm ready to publish because you're never fully satisfied with your work. You always feel like you can do it better. Like no matter what, if you feel like I've improved a lot on my work, you always feel like there's still more you can do. However, usually I feel like I'm ready to publish when I feel like the story where it's at, or I feel like where I've like finished editing, or where I've done a certain amount of editing for like a certain amount of like draft, a certain amount of whatever. I know that I'm ready to publish when I read through it once and go, I'd read this again. You know? Like it's the kind of thing where like you won't if your audience won't be captivated by it or won't be interested in it if you aren't interested in it. Like your target audience is you basically. Your target audience isn't just like um so like people that you don't know or people that your first target audience is you. And when you read through your story for like one at least once and go, I like to read this again or I would totally read this again, then that's when I know anyway that I can publish this. Absolutely. The first reader is the writer. Absolutely. The first person that you should want to impress, or the first person that you should want to get to read your story and like it, is you. 'Cause if you, the writer, the author, do not enjoy your writing, then what's the point of putting it out there for other people? You know, that's my whole thing. You know, that's when I know like yeah, I'm ready to publish this. The first reader is always the writer. What the hell was that? Huh? Oh, it was just background noise from my older sister. Okay, let's see here. Oh, I should really get rid of that app now that they made a new one for it. Okay. Oh, great. Isn't that nice? Let's see here. What is. Okay. That's good. That is good. The real question is, can I continue with this after titling it? Gotta go back to where I finished the ending of this part. God. My older sister is yelling out. Well, she likes to yell a lot in her room, and her room is like right by my office, so it's like I can literally hear everything she does. Like when she's like yelling about whatever. I'm going to write. Thank you. I find your convo inspiring. I really appreciate that. I'm happy that I was able to inspire you with our conversation in some way. I hope your writing goes well, and I hope things go well for you, Mango King. Thank you for stopping by the way. I really appreciate that too. I gotta stop using the wrong mouse. Okay, let's see here. Is my. Okay. Hopefully everything looks okay on the other end of whatever. Okay. Now, if you're still here, Cookie, I would like some feedback on. I don't know if you read it at all. What was if you read the any of what I wrote for the um, biography of my character for the wiki. I'm trying to make sure not to say too much, considering either one of the whatever. You're even watching ants. Oh my god, that's so silly. Can I use the right mouse, please and thank you? What is up with the stupid? Like, I hate ants. Real. I need them gone. That's so real to you though. That's so real. Man, I'm always just like, hey, I should talk to you about this. But then I'm like, Brand, Evie, and Pukas could also just come and see this right now and be like, "Oh my God, you're spoiling." No, I can't talk about it if they just randomly if they randomly join. Woe is me. Oh, let me see if I replied to that or looked at that. Yeah, I did. which, by the way, I really liked it. That's like perfect. Yes. Doomed Yowie. I'm just that good. Absolutely. You're just that good. You're just that great. Yes, blessed Yuri. That's literally what, like, what this is yours is blessed Yuri and mine's doomed Yowie. That's literally what it is. Man, my legs are cold, bruh. Ugh, okay. I really gotta come up with a schedule for, like, when to do these things. Like, for games and stuff, like, if I'm gonna, like, game more, I'm probably going to do those in the evening if I do decide to, like, do game stuff later on. And then writing stuff, like, during the day, like, where you have that free time, Cookie. Like, my writing sessions during those parts. You see the vision? You see the vision. Oh, my computer turned off. Ah! There we go. We're good. Close that. Close. Nope. Close that. Gonna be back because I might with my mouth. I might disappear for chat for a bit. I have a keyboard. I'm excuse getting cat fibers. I was actually about to leave because I was like, I feel like this stream was more of like a test writing stream, but like I feel like I've done well for this stream, you know. So I'm gonna get off for now, but I'm going to actually plan more scheduling stuff off stream. So once I get off, I'm gonna do all of that stuff. But yes, thank you everybody for coming to my little writing session, my little writing talk, all of this stuff. I really appreciate those who came out today, and I will see you all in the next stream. See ya.